How we doing, everybody? Impromptu car chats for the day today, and don't mind me. I'm still a little tired and groggy. I've only just woken up. I'm going to get some breakfast, and there's a reason why I'm going to get breakfast. That's going to be the punchline of this entire thing. So stay with me as I go through a little brief explanation on something. Now, I feel like I need to share this for a lot of reasons. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that do not believe, and I'm here to tell you it fucking exists. So, first things first. Energy and vibe. When you hear these two words, most of you will think like, your general energy, like how you feeling in the day, how much go juice you've got, things like that. What about the residual energy and the vibe that you put out? So I want you to think of yourself for a moment as a light bulb, okay? And you have that little incandescent light bulb within your heart, right? And that's beaming the light through your body, and all the energy production, the physical stuff, the biology, all of that exists, okay? And it's pumping and it's making you work. But what about the light that's coming off the light bulb, right? So the light needs a fuel source. We understand that basic sort of electrical know-how. Again, mindset. Sorry, it's early in the morning. But you get where I'm going with this. So I want you to think of yourself as a light bulb right now, and you have a vibration that you send out. No matter if you choose not to. If you're angry, you are frustrated, you're sending that vibration out. If you are happy, you are joyful, you're sending that vibration out. You are glowing like a light bulb, okay? And for the majority of the world, and I say majority because majority of the world is so consumed by their own light bulb, if you will, or their own internal world, and they are not aware of everybody else's. But for a minority, for a select few people around, and that minority is a lot bigger than you realize, but for a select few people in those moments, and everybody switches into this minority, everybody has this capacity, there are people who can feel it. They can feel when you're angry. They can feel when you are frustrated, not even if you are in the same room. If they are that close to you, if they are like a kindred spirit, a family, a friend, a loved one, they can feel your vibration no matter how far away you are. Twins, siblings, sometimes have this sort of sixth sense, right? Because they are connected through whether you call it morphic resonance or whatever the case, but energy itself on this wavelength exists. And we are all made of energy. We are made of chi. We are made of dark matter, light matter, whatever you want to call it, okay? There is a innate energy that exists throughout all beings, consciousness, for example, and it is palpable and can be detected. Maybe not by the physical mechanisms of our current world, because just like we couldn't detect radiation for a small amount of time until we developed the technology to detect radiation. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh, this is radiation. There are certain finer frequencies that the body can and is able to tune into. We are like a tuning receiver. Our body is so complex in so many ways. We are smarter than any computer out there, quantum or not, okay? Please understand this. If you were given the biggest, most powerful, super quantum, 3 times quantum over plus computer, and all you were given to run on this quantum computer was Pong, that's you. No offense, but that's you. We are not using our bodies, our minds, our spirit, mind-body spirit complex, our ovaries, all of this stuff. We are not using this to its full potential. We are using it to play Pong in this reality, in this world right now. So that subject aside, we'll talk about this another time. But I want to tell you, it is real. However many people, however many scientists out there try to deduce that it is not tangible, it cannot be measured, it cannot be quantified, and therefore it cannot be real. Same goes for how they try to quantify God, because it cannot be seen, measured, and therefore it is not real. Bollocks, I'm sorry. but your tuning systems just have not gotten up to the scratch. So let me give you a validating explanation of this. Now, this is only one of quite literally a billion that have happened to me over my lifetime. And again, this is not a scientific measure, so don't get out on your high horse trying to say, oh, but that's not part of the scientific method. I know what the scientific method is. Don't give me shit, all right? It's early in the morning. I haven't eaten breakfast. Now, let me tell you my story. Last night, I'm having a beautiful night. I get home. My fiance stays up with me for a little bit longer than she normally does. We watch an episode of a show that we like to watch. She goes to bed. I just bought the brand new Harry Potter game. I'm having some fun. I'm throwing spells. I'm casting Leviosa charms. I'm enjoying myself, okay? And I'm getting a little peckish. I go to the fridge and I grab some fruit, sit down. I see the prickly pears, and they're all peeled and perfect in their little bowl, and I demolish the whole thing, okay? And then I end up starting to fall asleep on the couch by playing Harry Potter Legacy, or Hogwarts Legacy, sorry. And then I go to bed, and I'm having a beautiful dream, nothing out of the ordinary. And then, you know, when you like wake up to an alarm, you turn it off, and then you go back to sleep. So now I wake up to alarms, I turn it off, and now I'm in a different dream. And now I'm going to explain the details of this dream. I'm in a dream, and I'm sort of walking towards some sort of place. Sorry, backtrack. Before last night, my fiance expressed interest about going to the comedy festival. Okay, and this is important because I want to touch on how dreams can be shaped by your reality. They're not always messages. Please understand this. Every dream that you've ever dreamt is not a message from the divine, okay? Not every single one of them. Sometimes it's just a mixture of all the shit that you did the day before. Please understand that. Not everything is a fucking message. I'm sorry to break it to you, but stop trying to count how many fucking sheep and then deduce something out of that. Calm down. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Learning the difference is important. Anyway, going back to the dream. So, long chats. When I get to my dream, all of a sudden my fiance is in my dream, and we're talking, and she is livid. She is accusing me of things. Now, one of my biggest trigger points in a relationship, and an ex did this to me. They accused me, and actually 2 exes did this to me. They accused me of cheating on them. And I'm not that kind of person. Granted, it has happened once in my lifetime, and there was a very specific circumstance to that. Not justifying it, but at that time. And that's a big trigger point for me, because when I was in my younger years, one relationship, I got abused and accused of cheating on my girlfriend at the time, and I was never that way inclined, and I'm not that way inclined. That's not something that I identify as, but I got accused of this. And so when it comes to this sort of stuff, I like to be a person of authenticity, of respect, of mutual appreciation, all of these sort of things. I like to be that person, showing good morals, good values, good ethics. Anyway, ethics, wrong word. It's early. Shut up. So here comes my fiance, and she's accusing me in my dream of doing a whole bunch of things. One in particular, apparently I went to a strip club and I got a lap dance and I liked it, and she observed me and she was like watching me, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that never happened. In my mind, I'm conscious. I'm conscious of today's world, Peter, and I'm like, but that didn't happen. And I'm confused. You know when you've had a dream and you're being accused of something, and you know in reality you never did it, but for some reason in the dream apparently you've done it. So she's letting me have it, but in such a snarky way. And then she starts abusing me about a bunch of other things. She starts making fun of my basketball skills. Okay, this is how fictional this dream is, right? Because I don't play basketball, but she's accusing me of this. She's frustrated at me. She's really pissed at me, and I'm hurt now. I'm actually heartbroken, hurt. I'm like, how could she do this to me? How could she do this in front of her parents, her friends, her family, her loved ones? And I'm like, why would she be so nasty and mean? And I'm like, I need to walk away. I need to cool down before I flick my lid. Anyway, I go into a room. I'm still in my dream, mind you. This is my dream. I go into a room and she comes over and she's like, hey, so are we going to go to the comedy festival? And I'm looking at her like, fuck off. That's the mood I'm in now. I can't believe you did that to me. No, not happening. And then all of a sudden, reality kicks in and I hear something in the background and I wake up and I'm like, okay, it was a dream. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm in the emotion. I can feel the emotion. I'm frustrated. Okay? And my partner's just walked in. That was the noise that woke me up. And she goes to the bathroom. And I walk over and in my sleepy, groggy state, and I'm like, hey babe, can I have a hug? I need to know that like there's nothing wrong here because everything's fine. And she laughs and she's like, okay. It jumps in the bed and gives me a hug. And then I tell her my dream. And I'm like, I had the weirdest dream. You were chewing my face off because of A and B and C. And then she starts laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing? He's like, okay, maybe you were picking up on something. And I'm like, what am I picking up on? What have I done? Like, I haven't done anything. Like, I've been a model fucking citizen, householder, husband in training, if you want to call it that. I have not done anything. I'll go, there's no way I've done anything. What have I done? She goes, you ate all the prickly pears last night and you didn't leave me one. Can you please be more considerate? And I'm like, okay. He's like, no. It's like, you don't understand. I woke up this morning and I was fuming because my nono peeled them by hand and he was so proud and he gave me a whole plate and he goes, here Asana, you take these and I hope you enjoy them. And he had love in his eyes and she's telling me the story. And then I come home and I leave them in the fridge and I thought to myself, I should probably take some aside because you might eat them all. And I didn't because I was tired and I went to bed and I woke up this morning and you fucking ate all of them, and I'm so pissed at you this morning, and I didn't cook breakfast for you, and and so she cooks breakfast, not because I ask her, she's just a loving fiance, and she cooks me breakfast, and I'm sitting there in my mind, and I'm like, oh, I see what happened. And so for her, now let's backtrack. For her, the emotions are real. Now, yes, they're prickly pears, and it's an innocent thing, and I'm so apologetic that I ate them all. But when it comes to fruit in the middle of the night, and I'm snackish, I will demolish a fridge, and I will have no remorse. So I'm sorry that I ate all the prickly pears. I'm gonna go buy more prickly pears. But the point, the moral of this story, this is a real life story. This just happened, okay? And I thought I'm gonna use this as a catalyst to express that energy and vibration is real. And when you are tuned to it, and I am tuned to it, okay? I've tuned my body to pick up these things. I'm one of those minority, all right? I literally go out of my way to learn and understand energy and how it works and how it shapes the world around us, okay? I try to read people, not in the sense of an invasiveness, but in the sense of I try to read a room, because if you are a incandescent light bulb or whatever you want to call it, and you are beaming all of your energy out there for the world to see, people can pick up on it. Understand that? So it's not like I'm trying to intrude in your thoughts, okay? This is external energy, and this external energy, if you are attuning to it, can help you to understand the world around you. It can help you to read a room. It can help you to do a lot of things, okay? So in that moment, I've picked up on her frustration, and because we are so close to each other in this way, it's a direct link. It's straight to the heart. It's like an arrow, like a knife. Bah! I'm dead. But the point is, it is real. And anybody who's ever felt this and never understood why, I want you to understand, energy is real, okay? Energy, and you as the receiver, you're like a radio, you're tuned to it, okay? And you can tune in and you can tune out. That's the important part. So where you tune to is very important too. If you're tuning to a specific wave of frequency, you're going to get a lot more of that. Therefore, mindset is very important here, okay? So I hope this little expression of my morning helps you to understand that you can pick up on people's energy, that it is real. It is not a fictional thing. Empathy is a real thing, okay? And it's important to understand this in the world around us, because when we understand this, we can come together a little more and we can understand each other a little better. And we can understand that maybe the feelings we're also feeling inside are not always our own. And this can be very confusing for some people who can feel this, but think themselves going crazy or not understanding why they feel 35 different emotions. You're not bipolar, not all of you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a laugh, and I hope my groggy morning wasn't out there for you. Peace out. See you in the next video.